the NFL show on Monday. We'll do the college football on Tuesday. But this is Mitch from PickDogs.com, along with Joe Madden, doing our NFL early lines and impressions, predictions, outlook, all that kind of good stuff, all rolled into one right here on our YouTube channel. Normally we do college football on Monday. This week we're going to do NFL Monday. Going to switch it up and see what you guys like more. And it's easy to tell because more people watch one, and that's the one you want. It's like stuff. But Joe, we're not even quite through NFL Week 4, and wow, I couldn't have been more wrong on a lot of games. How did it go for you?
Yeah, same sort of thing, Mitch. I went 1-3 yesterday. I couldn't believe the games that I lost. Lot of surprises, like the Lions not being able to beat the Bears. Like, what happened there? I'm shocked by some of these games, but then not shocked by others. Like we saw the Texans just get blown out of the water by the Bills. So a lot of games that I thought were going to be a little bit different than they were. But we got the Ravens. That was a nice one over the Broncos. The Broncos did exactly what we expected in that game.
Yeah, we also saw like some interesting things happen. Like the Rams went down,
yeah,
and after beating the Bucs badly, then they looked bad against the Cardinals, and now here they are with another NFC West opponent on a short week. Now they go on the road to Seattle. Boy, if you have the weather in Seattle that they had in New England last night, it's going to be a real interesting matchup. But I think what we also saw is that lines based upon yesterday's action, the lines come out super early now in NFL and in all the sports. It's because of the U.S. sports betting scene. But we saw lines just drastically move based upon what happened yesterday. So we have a lot more to talk about, and that's part of the reason why we're doing this on Mondays now instead of Tuesdays. But hopefully everyone's having a good day. I know it's a real slow day in sports. I know that no one's stuck on their Facebook account, that's for sure.
Or their Instagram. I was shocked. Yeah, even more so shocked that I didn't even realize it was happening until you told me.
It's so
normally I know that.
Yeah, it's just odd because we don't do a lot with our Facebook anymore. It's like we haven't for quite some time. I don't agree with some of their policies, not anything political or anything they do in that respect, or advertising or anything of that nature. I just don't like the way that they treat us. And
for sure.
What's against their policy and what's not against their policy, it bothers me. It's like someone could call someone a whining, something in the group, and that's against the policy, but the you could threaten to kill someone and that's okay.
Well, that's the thing. I've never been thrown in jail, but I have been thrown in Facebook and Instagram jail. So several times, and I don't even know why.
Yeah, I've never been thrown in Facebook or Instagram jail, but I've been thrown in Twitter jail, and I've been thrown in jail. So I'm gonna guess
you win.
I'm gonna guess the food's a lot better in Facebook jail than it is in regular.
Absolutely.
But my wife is speaking of food. My wife's ordering up all the food. It's my birthday, so she's ordering up everything.
Happy birthday!
Well, it's October 24th, so I got 3 more weeks of celebrating, and then of course the few days afterwards as well. I usually extend it out. It's like I just kind of used it as justification for whatever I want to do or whatever I want to buy or anything like that. Just I'm gonna treat myself. It's my birthday.
Well, yeah, you've got 20 days. You start spending now.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna get Boston cream pie now, then key lime pie on my actual birthday. So
I like it. I like it. See, I've never gone to that extent. I've always said it's my birthday month, but I always celebrate my birthday on my Australian and Canadian because we got the time zone change.
See,
I have party.
I just usually start whenever I feel like it and just justify whatever I want to that way, and then just carry it on as long as I want. After all, it is my birthday.
I like it. I like it. I'm sure we're not the only ones out there that celebrate our birthdays like that.
No, I doubt it. But got the full card of NFL. Not a big crowd with us today, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get a lot of people watching later. I think it's just a slow day in sports, so people are less dialed in than they normally are. Normally people, they see us on, it's like, Oh man, there's all these baseball games, and in a couple weeks there'll be NBA and everything too. But anyways, Thursday night we got the Rams and the Seahawks. So the Seahawks looked better than they have on Sunday, and the Rams, well, they looked a little bit worse than they have. But we still see the Rams favored here in Seattle. It opened at -1. Now they're -2.5, with a lot of bets being made on the Rams and not a lot being made on the Seahawks. 83% of the bets, 95% of the early money in this very, very small sample bet on the Rams.
Yeah, and I can see why, but I find it kind of hard off a short week for them to go into Seattle. We know how hard it is to win there in Seattle. So this is one right now. I'd be looking at the Seahawks plus a 1 point. Like, it's really, I don't think this is a line you have to jump on right away. I don't see this moving a lot.
I think that we're kind of seeing these teams in their groove. I think that the Rams' offense is certainly a lot more than what Seattle faced on Sunday in against the Niners. But at the same time, I don't know. These divisional games, they're always just very, very tough to read. But I have not had any luck. I don't think I've won a Thursday night game yet this season. So maybe I'm due.
I think you're due. Completely due.
I think I'm totally due for a big month here. But got the Falcons and the Jets. The Jets coming off of a win there. That was unbelievable. And the Falcons coming off of a loss to Washington in a game that looked like they had it won.
Absolutely. And, I look at this one and I think just because of how the Falcons did lose that one, I think this is one where we have to look at the Falcons. And I still really don't believe in this Jets team. I know they did get the win the other day and they looked good in that win, but I think the Falcons are just so hungry here.
Yeah, it's like they didn't look that bad. And I think, the Jets are such a, big market team that they're going to get a little bit of extra love. I think, we're already seeing, I believe, in this line, discounted that the Titans were missing their top two receivers and their best linebacker in that game. So, we saw the Falcons take care of business against the Giants. This one, it'll be interesting to see where the line lands. I'm going to guess that you can probably get it at 3 by the time the game goes, at least the way that it's heading. We go to Miami. We go to Tampa Bay, and we've got the Bucs taking on the Dolphins. The Bucs looked like mere mortals getting the win against the Patriots, but here they are, opened at 9.5. We're seeing 10s, 10.5s, 11.5s with the Bucs in this one against the Dolphins team that has been really disappointing after winning their first game. Now have dropped 3 in a row.
Okay, I wish this game was in Miami because I would say Miami all the way, but I am looking at this game in too many points. I'm also looking at situational wise. We look at Tampa, and they've come off the Patriots and a Rams game. I think with them down, these cornerbacks, I really think it's Miami plus the points for me at the moment. Yeah. And I think 11.5 is really tasty.
I like it as well. I think Miami is the play here. I think too many people on the Bucs, and what we've seen, not only, so the Bucs lost that game against the Rams. They barely beat the Patriots. They barely beat the Cowboys. They have really, the only game that they've really looked convincing was that Rams game. I know the Dolphins don't have much, but I imagine they play it close to the vest, kind of the way that we saw New England play them, and maybe have some similar success. But move over to the Carolina against the Eagles game. Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold going at it. The Eagles have not looked good since their opening win, and Carolina, suffering their first loss of the season, now get back home.
Yeah, so I'm worried about the Eagles' red zone conversion. They can't keep having to kick the field goal. I don't think that will beat this Carolina Panthers team. Loving what I'm seeing out of Sam Darnold. He had an absolutely fantastic game yesterday again. Rushed for 2 touchdowns. Give me the Panthers minus the points here.
Yeah. If you're joining us late, Joe and I are we're doing the NFL today instead of college football. We know it's a super light day in sports, but we're going to take advantage of it and, give our opinions in these games. switch it around a little bit. We'll be doing college football tomorrow and give us a little chance to go over because so many games, so many. But I like the Panthers to bounce back here. I think their defense against the Eagles is going to give them problems. And I think, the Panthers, I don't think anyone expected them to win them all. And I don't think anyone expected them to even win 3 in a row. So I think in this spot, probably look for them to bounce back at home against the Eagles. The line 4, I'm seeing some 3.5s out there. It looks like, 4 is pretty much across the board, though. We've got Washington taking on New Orleans. It's the Saints. This team, it's Jekyll and Hyde, right? It's like
it is.
We saw them against the Patriots, just absolutely smoked them. We saw them against the Packers, absolutely smoked them. We saw them lose to the Giants and get shut out by the Panthers. Which Saints team do you think we're going to see this week? And then on the other side of it, Washington now really 2-2. They're right back in it in the NFC East, and I don't think we've seen their best football that they've got these 2 wins.
I absolutely agree with you. This is going to be a hard one for the Saints to come in and win. I think this is a battle. I would be looking at the total as well on that under number. I just don't think the Saints are doing everything that we expected out of them this year. To lose to that Giants and blow such a huge lead is my biggest concern. It's like they just got comfortable and they thought they had that home win easily, and the Giants outplayed them in the end there. So right now, with it being a pick'em, I would lean on Washington at home.
Yeah, I think this is one that I look at later on in the week too, because it's just tough. I'm kind of on Washington here. I know the lines are moving towards the Saints here, but I don't know. We saw New Orleans really struggle against the Panthers, who was also, a Ron Rivera coach defense. And, the Panthers, even though Rivera's gone, it's still a Ron Rivera defense with the leftover pieces from it. So I just think that it's probably a good opportunity to maybe stick with the defense, maybe even under at 44.5 as well in this thing.
I definitely like that.
Kind of like an early look at it, using our frames and stuff and switching us around, just trying different things. We're actually got a person that's going to help us with this, which is unbelievable.
It's going to be awesome.
It's like, I think that, I was telling Joe before the show too, that it's kind of like we're doing these shows and it's like, it's Joe's first year with us. It's our first, she's barely out of her first month with us, but we have a lot of ideas, both of us, and things that we're going to be doing, but it's just, getting out there, doing, shows, getting comfortable out there. And, with that will come ideas. And also, our very best ideas come from you guys, our very best
so
ones.
let us know what you guys want to see.
A lot of the ideas that we've had over the years, some of the very best ones, come from you guys. 2-for-1 capper deals came from you guys. Joe, I see you in a black and silver.
I'm not wearing a black
jersey.
And silver jersey though. Sorry.
Not tonight.
No.
Ever?
Not tonight. Actually, never.
Mm-hmm.
I have been tricked once. There is one picture of me in a Raiders hoodie. Someone gave it to me around a campfire, took a picture. I will be blackmailed at some point. I know it. So that's the only time I've ever worn a Raiders jersey. Someone's going to sell that for sure.
I only have my one jersey, the Dan Marino.
I like it.
That's the only one I have. Well, actually, I have a bunch of Hurricane jerseys, but they're all gigantic. They're just too big to even wear. Got the Jaguars still looking for win 1 against Tennessee. Tennessee opened as a 7.5 point favorite in this one. It's down to 4 in Jacksonville in a divisional matchup.
This is a tricky one. And I want to say right now, I want to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, they're terrible. It's the Jaguars. But I think in this case, like what we saw to the Tennessee Titans was appalling. It seems like they have no game without Julio Jones. Issues right, left, and center on all sides of the field. I'm not loving it. It's either the dog for me at home or I'm not touching it.
I think I could find myself on the Titans. I understand that they, let me down big time. They were a joke yesterday.
Yeah.
They had the game. The worst part of it is that it looked like they were going to cover, right? And they stuttered, 3 drives sputtered, in the first half that all could have been touchdowns. They were all field goals. And they should have been way, way ahead and just couldn't do it. And that's Ryan Tannehill. But in Jacksonville, look for the Titans to show some pride against the Jags.
They better. I tell you, if they don't, right? At this point, I'm not touching it, but I really hope they come out better.
I'm not a big Vrabel guy, but he generally does me better than that. But speaking about teams that we're not big on, we got the Lions here going up against the Vikings. And there's only one thing that pisses me off more than bad playing on the field, and that's really bad coaching. Tell you that Dan Campbell is he's not ever allowed to play golf at my club. That's for damn sure. I will vote him down. I mean, what are you doing? What's the thought process here? It's like, are we trying to lose? It's like I don't even understand. What is he thinking? I mean, what could possibly going through that melon of his?
Draft pick.
I don't know. It's like you're down by 10. You're at the 5-yard line. It's 4th and 1. Either you have DeAndre Swift, who is pretty good running back. You have Williams, who's another good running back. If you can't get a yard, well, then you don't deserve to win the game anyway. But you throw an out pattern with Jared Goff? I mean, what are you doing? Kick the field goal. You need 2 scores anyway.
Yeah. Does he not know who Jared Goff is?
Yeah, there's 4 minutes and there's 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the game. You kick the field goal. It's a 1-score game with 4.5 minutes left to go, and the Bears haven't done anything on offense.
Yeah.
Or you just punch it into the line. So what the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
So betting against the Lions.
Next time I want to bet with the Lions, can someone just flick me?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, flick me right in the forehead. I don't know why I ever thought Jared Goff could get it done. It should have been a straight fade right away, even though they were playing the Bears. And their red zone conversion just was absolutely appalling yesterday. Yeah. Appalling.
3 times.
Every single time.
3 times inside the 5-yard line, 0 points. 4 times. Yeah. 4 times inside the 0 points.
Yeah, so that gives us Minnesota Vikings to rely on to cover this spread with Kirk Cousins.
I don't care. I don't care if it's my cousin playing. I really don't. My cousin Steve can play. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I saw a meme today. It said, "Anyone with a Lions jersey, please come out for practice."
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I agree. Anyone.
Yeah, they should have won that. That should have been their game. Damn Jared Goff. Damn coaching.
Freaking Goff.
He's on my I do not like quarterback list. Well, I think I'm going to make a list, and he's over there for a long time.
So at this point, we have to wonder, is Ben Roethlisberger, is he wondering why he came back this year?
Yeah, absolutely he is.
I mean, the Steelers, I'm not used to seeing the Steelers this bad under Mike Tomlin. They just haven't been this bad. They're probably a loss or 2 from already eliminating themselves from the playoffs. Meanwhile, their arch rivals, the Ravens, starting to put this division away already.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you see a situation where Tomlin pulls then?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
But I think it needs to be done.
You can't do it. Not if he's healthy. You can't do it. If he's injured, that's one thing. But if he's healthy, can't do it. Maybe they feign injury. I'm not sure. So in this game, though, the Broncos opened as a 2-point favorite. The Steelers now favored by a point. Maybe it's because of the talk that we're talking about, or maybe it's because the blueprint for beating the Broncos is out because they looked so bad yesterday against the Ravens.
Absolutely. I also look at all the injuries for Denver, and I think this might be why the Steelers are favored because it looks like Denver is really beat up right now. So I don't know. This is another one. We've got a low total in this, 40.5. I can see that with the problem scoring for both of these teams and their defenses carrying more weight in this matchup.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go in this thing. I just don't. It's both these teams are so bad. It's not so bad, but it's kind of like they're so undependable. Denver just, yesterday, you have to remember that they played against the Jags, the Jets, and the Giants. And yesterday, they looked like those were the only teams that they could beat. That's what they looked like in that one.
Absolutely. I guess when I look at that, when I look at Denver playing yesterday, I'd have to go with the Steelers and have faith that Big Ben's going to be able to pull this younger team around him together.
I think maybe the under here because the Steelers' offense just looks so dead. It just looked dead. They're anemic, right? I mean, it wasn't like they were playing against, Aaron Donald or something. It wasn't like they were playing against, one of these real shutdown defenses. This was the Packers, who have been just shredded by everybody over the last, several years. Anyone with a quarterback has been able to at least put points on them. But we didn't see that.
No, we didn't. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Definitely a tricky one.
Steelers are sucking.
They are. Who would have imagined the Steelers would have done so bad this year? The over-under, I can't remember what it was, but I wish I would have taken them on that under.
I think the next game is really interesting. We have the Bengals and the Packers. And the Packers are favored here by 3. I'm seeing 3.5s out there. 11% of the early bets are on the Bengals, but 63% of the money. I mean, this is real early action, so we'll have to see how this balances out over the course of the week. But the sharps generally like to get right in on it, and they are on the Bengals here. But the line opened at 3, and we have inverse line movement to 3.5. I'm even seeing some, with heavy juice there.
And you know what? I can see why. Definitely can see why. Look at who the Packers are coming off playing, right? They've had the 49ers, they had the Steelers. I think this could be a spot where they're on the road and they're caught in a situation. I'm interested to see who they have up next. They have the Bears next.
Divisional game.
Yeah. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals plus the points. I think that's a situation where the Bengals come out, they play hard.
I'm with you, and the Bengals have had also some extra time playing on Thursday night.
Yeah.
They got the extra time, so I think they're going to be well rested and chomping at the bit. Got New England coming off of that tough loss against the Bucs, but very public, watching that game. Probably one of the most watched games. I have no idea. I don't follow the TV rating thing, but I'm going to guess it was a super highly watched game against the Bucs, and Mac Jones did everything to make me sound smart by saying he should have been taking over Trey Lance in the draft. Mm-hmm. But it's still not a win. But here he is up against the Texans, who, I mean, they're not going to lose by 40 this week. I know that much.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I know that game was watched so much yesterday. I had friends calling me to say, hey, you watching this game tonight? I'm like, you guys don't even watch football. But apparently they all did yesterday. This is a tough one for me because I look at the Patriots. They just lost to the Bucs. I think they come out with fire. I think they beat the Texans, but 9 points, 10 points. I'm seeing 9.5, 10s. Right? I think that is a lot of points, especially in Houston.
Yeah, I like Houston in this one too. I think, Houston coming off of that 40-point loss. I'm going to guess that the Patriots are going to be a popular survivor pool pick. But I think that as far as against the spread, I think it's a lot of points. I think it's 3, 4, even 7, that they can win by here. 9.5 is just a big reach. Well,
I agree.
got Las Vegas up against Chicago. Vegas will be returning home to Vegas, and man, I just keep thinking I haven't been to Vegas in so long. When we get Joe D'Amico on here, and it's like, oh man, I was considering going this week. I'm like, it's a slow week, and I can go, and then it's like, I don't even want to go through. I don't even want to travel. I just don't even want to do it.
Yeah, it seems painful right now to travel.
Yeah, I don't even like to wear a mask in the grocery store, so it's like I can't imagine wearing one for 7 hours on an airplane.
Yeah, I'd probably have a panic attack.
Yeah,
it would not be good.
Part of the issue of living in the middle of the ocean is that there's nowhere close.
Yeah,
there's nowhere that's even remotely like just a quick trip, except maybe Oahu. But that's
true. You can't just row your boat though.
No, they used to have a ferry, but they don't have it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but now
that would have been nice.
Yeah, they have like a ferry to Lanai. They have a ferry. They had a ferry to Oahu, but now you have to fly. It's about a 15, 20-minute flight.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad, but it's like I don't want to go. It's not the flight. It's the everything else.
Oh, exactly. Right. So looking at this Vegas Bears game, if you are thinking the Raiders are going to win tonight, I would bet this Raiders minus the 4.5 if you like them against the Bears. Because I think if the Raiders come out and win, this line moves. I think it goes up higher, probably to a touchdown. So I like the Raiders against the Bears. I think it's one that I'll be betting this afternoon before I see them play the Chargers tonight.
Yeah, I think I like the Raiders either way. I think it's going to be one of my circle plays.
Yeah.
Joshua Thomas had a day like I did, but, I don't look back. I don't, that's what I always say on the shows. I don't pat myself on the back too much when I have a winner. I don't kick myself too hard when I have a loser. I'm not going to win every day. I'm not even going to win, every week or every month. But, over time, I've managed to have more winners than losers, and that's how it gets done. But, yeah, yesterday was just a rough one. It was rough. Yeah. I went 2-3. I feel like I went 1-15.
Oh, yeah. I went 1-2, so
but
I was not too happy with it.
Some losses, they just hurt more than others. They're just really taking more out of you.
Oh, they do, completely. Right? Especially when you can see, I hate the totals, when you can see, drives that should have gone the other way, when we had those reffing issues where it's just like there should have been a score off this drive. And we just miss that over, and we just do that because of this. And then you can sit there and blame someone for it.
Well, the one comforting
pisses me off.
The one comforting thing that I know, and I talked a minute ago about going to Vegas and stuff. People are always like, "Oh, they must comp you out and all that stuff." No way. They want nothing to do with me. They like give me a cordial hello. I'm lucky if I get like an egg and cheese sandwich from the snack bar, comp to me. And that's like with my horse racing credits. It's like, if you win, they want nothing to do with you. Trust me on that one.
No.
It's not like they welcome you with open arms. The people they welcome with open arms are the slot players.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Right?
Horse racing players, where it's built in.
Yeah, I hate the slots. You cannot make me put my money in that machine and just push a button.
Oh, I do it all the time.
I'd rather throw my money off a bridge into a wishing well.
Not me. I like the slots. Really? I can't sit there for hours and hours and play, but I'll take $100, play max credits right through it. Just if I hit, I hit. If I don't, I don't. It's like the slots. I don't go for like the the $15, $20 winner. It's like if I hit on the slots, it's it's big. It's playing the polka.
Yeah.
I like big bets. And I like big payouts, and that's my thing. It's like I like that you can sit down a slot machine and put in $3 and win 10,000.
Okay, so 3 to 10. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, or even $1,000 on $100, something like that, where you can get a big return. It's like if I'm not going to get the big, that's why I can't do blackjack for that long. I can only sit there for so long because unless you're pressing your bets up, you don't have those runs like at the craps table where it's like one good roll. It's like. Fantastic.
But I feel like I'm controlling my destiny with blackjack. That's why I like blackjack, because it's like,
how are you controlling your destiny?
I feel like I am.
I know,
get
but
to
that's,
decide, right?
that's where they got you. That's where they got you. You don't control anything because the dealer always hits.
I don't.
The dealer's the deal. It's the dealer's hand that dictates the game, not yours.
Oh, I know.
So
right,
yeah, and the dealer always hits on 16, and the guy next to you doesn't.
Yeah,
and that's the difference. It's like I always explain that to people. I'm like, the dealer hits on 16. You think the house would have a game where it was not in their best interest to hit on 16?
Oh no, not at all.
Chris did have the Giants on the money line yesterday. Graham Reiser was 12-3, but we don't see your picks anywhere. So that's where I have the problem with people like that. I would congratulate you if we saw your picks. If you're in the office pool and you're at 12-2 or 11-3, well, we would see them. It's not like we don't give you the opportunity. In every video that I do, I have across the bottom, put your pick in the comments. And that's why we don't welcome people's picks after the fact or people to tell us how they did the day after, because we give you tons and tons of opportunity. We have a Facebook group when Facebook is up as well, where you can post your picks.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys join us on Wednesday for the office show. It's always a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how I went this weekend. Yeah, I know I got Washington.
Let's see.
And the Ravens. KC. How impressive, though. KC finally covered a spread. Happy to see that yesterday.
I had the Cardinals. You had the Rams. I had the Seahawks. You had the 49ers. Both had the Ravens, Packers, Bucks. Hey, well, you know what? We didn't do too bad. I got Colts, Bills for both of us. Then we both had the Panthers. We both had the Titans. We both had the Vikings, so we're both 2-3 at that point. You had Washington, I had the Falcons, so I'm 2-4. Then we both had the Chiefs. You're 3-3, so you're 4-3 now. We both had the Lions, 4-4, and I'm 4-5. We both had the Saints. I'm 4-6.
Damn
Saints. I had the Cardinals, 5-6. Seattle 6-6. Ravens 7-6. Packers 8-6. Bucks 9-6. Can't be. There's only 14 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 8-6 heading into tonight. You are
nice. I like it.
You are. Let's see.
We don't know, Neil, who won the office pool yet, but we'll definitely be looking. You guys have to go in and grade your own picks.
Well, it's not over yet, so no one has one. No one has one.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Joe because I got her beat already. She's 7-7 heading into tonight.
I'm going to win it tonight.
Yeah.
Win it all. Be 8-7.
I think the best bet is that Joe's and my picks are going to cost me each an extra $25 each to the winner. Yeah. That is going to beat both of us again.
Yeah. Sorry, Mitch.
It's
but the Lions and the Titans, come on.
It's like you guys out there think you have it rough. I have my wife and then I have Joe. Both of them spending my money at the same time. It's like.
Poor you, Mitch. I do feel bad for you.
Not working out for me. Time to rethink some things. Time to rethink my life. How much time we got here?
Well, we've got pretty much all afternoon. We already did the VIP show, so
talk about the direction of Mitch's life.
Which way are we going?
Yeah, I wish I knew.
Yep. Brian had the Jets yesterday. He did get that win with the Jets.
Yeah, Brian did have the Jets. He also loved the Broncos.
He did.
I don't know if that was behind the scenes or on the VIP show or where it was, but he loved it.
He absolutely did.
Yep, no baseball today. Just football. And then tomorrow, one baseball game. The next day, one baseball game. And then Thursday, we have at least two football games, two baseball games, and we have two baseball, and an NFL. So there'll be at least 5 games on Thursday, plus NHL preseason and NBA preseason.
It's going to be fun, for sure.
So every October is like this, where it's kind of choppy. And then as we get into the baseball postseason, because even like the opening night of the World Series, generally it's like they let that have center stage. But lately it's like they don't let them have, more than that. It's like they put games up against it, every single night.
Yeah.
They don't give baseball any breaks. But speaking of breaks, the Chargers get no breaks. They take on Cleveland next week in a game where the Browns are early favorite by 1 point. Pick them at a couple spots.
Yeah, this one is a very hard call for me. We see the strength on defense of the Browns, and they've got such an incredible run game. I can see why they're favored in this matchup. I think this line will move tonight after this game, just like with the Raiders, depending on who comes out and wins this one. I have no opinion either way at a pick 'em with these two teams. Not at all.
Raymond Scott betting NBA preseason. Like it? I don't think you have a problem.
Do I?
I think you're fine. I got my lucky penny right here. I'm ready. I'm with you. Might even parlay a few of them together. I think this is going to be a tough one. I think the Chargers coming off the short week, but you have the Browns all the way out west. Second road game in a row, which is usually pretty tough too. The Browns are good, but they're not like unbeatable, right? It's like they're still the Cleveland Browns. That's part of the issue there. Then we got Dallas against the Giants. Now, this one is really interesting because you have the Giants finally getting a win. And Dallas, has looked great since their opener that they lost to the Bucs, where they even looked pretty good in that game.
This one scares me.
I
right? Because we look at the Cowboys and, there's always been the joke, don't bet the Cowboys, but how they're playing this year, it's really hard to go against them in this situation, especially at home. Initial thoughts leaning on the Cowboys. I think the Giants were able to capitalize on mistakes of the Saints in that last matchup. So I can see Giants coming out and making those same mistakes or making mistakes and letting the Cowboys win this one. I think they're just playing too strong so far this year.
I thought that I didn't even know John Ross was on the Giants. I didn't even know that, and it's like I do this for a living. Yeah. And, here he is catching a bomb over the middle. This guy is the fastest guy in the NFL when he's healthy.
Yeah.
We just have never seen him healthy. He's on that same team with Christian McCaffrey and Carson Wentz and, all these guys that we get to see for a game or two every year. But John Ross, I'd never seen him actually play in an NFL game until yesterday. And he looked good. He looked real good. So I think he adds a different dimension and maybe opens things up for Barkley a little bit. I kind of like the Giants there with the points against Dallas.
Yeah, it is a lot of points, 7 points. So I think Dallas does manage the win, but if they cover, I don't know. I like what I'm seeing out of their defense, too. I'm actually surprised what I'm seeing out of their defense. I didn't think they'd have that.
I think the line's going to drop in that one.
Yeah. And I'd like it more if it dropped. A lot more.
Jimmy Garoppolo is still listed as a starter here for the Niners against the Cardinals. The Niners opened up the season 2-0 with 2 wins on the road. They go home and lose 2. Now they go to Arizona to take on the unbeaten Cardinals. Cardinals might be for real if they can stay healthy.
Absolutely. Kyler Murray is looking absolutely fantastic out there. When does the NFL have to tell us who the starter is going to be for the 49ers?
Right at game time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so I'm looking at this. And if Trey Lance hits the field, I'm going to be taking the over in this one. I think the Cardinals defense will be able to get those interceptions and turn this ball over. I don't know. It's pretty hard to step in front of the Cardinals in this matchup, especially with not knowing who's going to come out for the 49ers.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I like the Cardinals in this one, but just when you're getting comfortable with the team in the NFL, it's normally the time to get off, and I think that might be the time to take the 49ers, a team that I've been super critical of, since John Lynch took over as general manager. But here they are, 5.5-point dogs on the road, where they've been successful. Has been on the road this season.
Absolutely, their only 2 wins have come on the road.
Trey Lance, if it is Trey Lance starting, that's not a good thing for the 49ers. He stinks.
No.
I mean, we've seen him. He's not good. He was the wrong choice in that draft. It was pretty clear yesterday. Yeah. The only time he ever really completes a pass is when there's a real broken coverage. He is good at completing the pass when the coverage breaks down. But that's about it. He's not good. He's good. Yeah. No, he's not.
Oh, I know. And I have more faith than I think most people do in Jimmy Garoppolo. I know he's been average, but this is the same quarterback that played with the Patriots and was able to get them to the playoffs when Brady was down.
Yeah, Trey Lance, not good. He doesn't have the skill set to be competitive at the NFL level.
Yeah.
I said it. I feel better.
I'm going to go back and clip that if he ever gets super good in 5 years. I'll be like, hey, Mitch, remember when you said this?
Oh, believe me, I'm still hearing about draft day.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm sure someone will do the same thing with what I just said about Jimmy G when he doesn't come out and perform. Aaron Rodgers to San Francisco?
I don't know.
I couldn't see him being there. Yeah, it's really hard to get in front of Arizona, but you're right. 4-0 on the season. They can't keep rolling the whole time, or can they?
Seems almost too obvious.
Yeah. It will only be their second home game. They've had 3 on the road already. Then we got the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this should be a really interesting one.
Yeah, this is Sunday Night Football. Once again, getting a great matchup. This is a rematch of the AFC Championship game last year. And the Chiefs, kind of came to life last week. Was it more a bad, the Eagles falling apart or the Chiefs coming together? Tough to tell, but we know Buffalo did not play well in the second half of their first game. But they have, since then, looked like maybe they are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. My whole concern with both these teams right now are their injuries. So we see both these teams having injuries, especially for the Bills on the defensive side. Mahomes, I did not like how he played in week 3. I think he got it together yesterday, though. So I don't know. I really like the Bills plus the points in this one.
I like the Bills. I like the Bills on the road here with the points as well. The Chiefs, even though they covered yesterday, have not been a very good cover team. In the comments, a lot of discussion here about Trey Lance and how he's better and he can extend plays with his legs. Now, we saw him. He can't extend anything. And all he does is runs right into trouble. Basically, the fact that he can extend the play just lets him hold on to the ball too long. And when he's able to complete the pass doing that with the breakdown like we saw in the Samuel touchdown, it only makes him think that it even gives him more of the impression that it's a good idea for him, which it's not. It's more often than not he's going to get hit when he does that, and he's probably going to become a fumbler too, is my guess.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Not a Trey Lance fan, not one of them. But I do like the Bills in this one against the Chiefs. I think that they're going to be way up for it, but it's going to be a loud crowd there at Arrowhead, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
We go to Sunday Night Football, and it's the Lamar Jackson show again, this time in Baltimore, where it seems like they haven't played a ton this season, but here they are at home against the Colts, coming off their first win of the season. Impressive, dominating win against Miami in Miami. Of course, the Dolphins kind of are going to maybe need to rethink some things. And I guess Miami's off this week. And certainly, so it's our first week of bye weeks. No?
Yeah.
Unless we skip the game. We must have skipped it.
No, they play Tampa. We
did go over it. We did go over Miami, Tampa. Wow. They bored me right out of remembering that we even went over it. But I think the Dolphins have some problems at quarterback as well. I think they really would have gotten it had Deshaun Watson, all those stories not come out about him, then I think that he would be on the Dolphins right now. He would have been on the Dolphins. Carson Wentz isn't the worst. He's up there. He does come from that same Trey Lance line of quarterbacks of North Dakota State.
Absolutely. I think it's just going to be too much for the Colts against the Ravens. I think the Ravens come out and dominate this one, especially after the Colts just got a win. You know, they beat Miami in Miami, which is pretty impressive because I know that's a hard place to go in and win against, but I like Baltimore way more in this situation.
I do too. Of course, the Colts, always hated in Baltimore because they used to be the Baltimore Colts. Like my pennant thing says right there. But can you see it? It's blocked.
I see it.
It's my Baltimore Colts pennant. But, of course, they still hold it against them. So expect to see the Ravens make the fans happy in this one.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if Carson Wentz. I'm trying to look up Trey Lance's stats from yesterday, see what we can get. But I think what you're going to find is that this guy's not nearly as good as you think he is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was actually really surprised he didn't come out stronger yesterday when they put him on the field.
Yeah, I mean his big play happens on a it's always like on a broken play, on a busted coverage. So Trey Lance was 10 of 19 for 100 on the season is 10 of 19 for 162 yards, and I believe that half of those yards came on one play. So he
did have one phenomenal play.
Yeah, so on the entire season, take out that one play, and he has thrown for 100 or less than that. He's thrown for 86 yards.
Yeah.
Total. He stinks. Nope. You're wrong. Straight ass. Straight garbage.
Yeah. I don't trust in him. That's for sure.
This will give
I think the only way the 49ers have a chance against the Cardinals is if Jimmy G plays.
These guys, this will give everybody a chance to, if he does do well, to come back and give me a hard time. At least I have an opinion,
Absolutely. Willing to put it out there too.
Yeah. It's like, at least I have an opinion. I'm not just going to sit here and say, I'm not the bandwagon jumper.
Please never be a bandwagon jumper. Can't stand those people.
I can't do it. Rod does it, It's like I just like to give him a hard time about it. It's like, you got to have an allegiance to something, You got to believe in something and stand behind it.
Yeah.
Well, we went over all the games, and I think that is the early look at it and where we would be today. Of course, as the week goes on, more news will be out about some of these players and who's starting, who's not starting. I think it's time to what we realized in the first 4 weeks of the season is anything could happen in any game, and what happened last week, not always what's going to happen this week. Everyone in the NFL can play, except for Trey Lance.
I'm so quoting that.
Everyone can play,
except for Trey Lance. Yes. Well, then we've included Zach Wilson in that mix. But he did look better yesterday.
He was better yesterday.
He was, but he still got an interception. So I think we've almost got that interception prop hit.
Nick Fangio not happy of the Ravens going for the rushing record yesterday.
Why? Because they stood in victory formation? That's what I heard.
They had a chance to tie the record for most consecutive games with 100 yards rushing. 43 consecutive 100-yard rushing games. Jackson gained 5 yards on the last play where normally they would just take a knee.
Yeah.
But they've gone 43 games in a row with 100-yard rushing games. 74 to 77 Steelers is whose record they tied. Pretty good franchise.
Absolutely. I like it.
Do you think Carson Wentz is the worst? We should do a poll.
Yeah, we should.
Who's the worst starting quarterback in the NFL? Besides,
maybe we'll do a poll on our Twitter.
We could do that. Who's the worst starting quarterback in the NFL aside from Trey Lance? Because it's too easy.
Okay, I'll put that poll up.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. It was fun. Got through another hour of NFL talk. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do college football. It's another good card. Conference play. So be sure to tune in and join us. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. And then, of course, Wednesday, it's time for you guys to make the picks as we do the Office Pool Show. So we'll see everyone tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. 3:30 Eastern time is kind of our time where Joe and I do these shows. So be sure to mark it on your calendars. You think Goff is the worst? I don't know.
He's up there.
Yeah, Justin Fields isn't very good either.
Yeah, Goff is on my list, like over here. Like every time I hear his name, I cringe a little.
There's some bad. I mean, no one mentioning like Taylor Heineke or anything. You know, it's like these guys are all fine. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys at halftime tonight, Monday Night Football. Chargers, Raiders.
It's gonna be a good one. Join us then.